Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, sir, Jesus is Lord. Yes, sir, the word works. All you got to do is go to it and find out what it says and work it. Matthew chapter 14, we got Peter out of the boat, left the other 11 dry boat sitters in the boat, walked to Jesus. We got him out there where he considered the winds and the storm beginning to sink because he got his eyes off of the word, Jesus, and looked at the winds and the waves, what was boisterous. Now, I've done that, and so have you. Somebody says, well, what'd you do? Ain't none of your business. But I will tell you about one. We had just really gotten started in the ministry. We're talking 40 years ago, 45, I guess. And somebody gave me a big check, and this was a very reputable person, somebody we'd known for a long time. They were very successful at what they do, and they had learned how to buy and sell commodities and gold and silver and stocks. And so they brought me a check one night at the meeting for over $100,000. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a big one. And said, made the deal. Just a matter of a day or two, 48 hours or so, it's going to be good. This is the tithe off of the deal that I made. I thought, glory be to God. Thank you, Jesus. Well, I just kind of let go. I got my eyes off of my God supplies my needs according to his riches and glory onto that big check, and I sank. After a few days, after a week or two, it began to dawn on me, boy, you messed up. You're trusting in that guy's check rather than trusting in God. And I did the same thing that Peter did. I repented and said, Lord, I got my eyes off of the word and onto that check, and now I'm sinking. But here's the good thing. When I repented, prayed, asked God to forgive me, got my eyes back on the word, watch, Jesus immediately stretched out his hand and saved me. I want you to get that. I don't care how big the thing was that you did, how big the mistake was that you made. Your mistake is never too big for God to reach down his hand and save you. Now watch this. And immediately, that's verse 31. Immediately, Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him. I like that word, caught him. He hadn't already gone under. That thing that you've seen on the internet where Peter was under the water and Jesus reached down there and got him. No, he beginning to sink, ankle deep, maybe knee deep. But as soon as Peter realized he messed up, he went to the Lord, repented of it, and said, Lord, save me. Well, when I realized, it took me several days, a couple of weeks really, that I had messed up, I said, Lord, I messed up, save me. Now, I've done some other things, much, much worse than that. I mean, I've really messed up. But here's the good news. Your mess up ain't too big for God to save you. That's called grace, you getting something you don't deserve. But you do have to go to him and say, Lord, help me, save me. Peter said, Lord, help me. And immediately, I love immediately, instantly, like, right now, Jesus stretched forth his hand, caught him as he was going down, caught him and said unto him, now Jesus will help you by rebuking you and changing you. Jesus said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? I'm just going to take that phrase there to do a little teaching. Looking at the circumstances will cause you to doubt what God did. I said this the other day, and I'm going to say it again. Looking at the bad circumstances gets your eyes off the word, but looking at the good circumstances. I've done this, had, bad sick, bad sick. And get to looking at it, get up one morning, I feel a little bit better. Oh, well, healing is coming. And just have a relapse right after I said that because my eyes were on that good circumstance rather than on what the word said. So Jesus said, oh, thou of little faith. Little faith is looking to how you feel. Little faith is going back there in my bedroom and seeing how much money I got. I told Pat yesterday afternoon to run up the store and get us something to eat right quick. I didn't want to wait around to cook, and she did. Well, I don't have any idea how much money I had to begin with. I know I had several $20 bills. Well, I got up this morning, noticed I had several more. Couldn't spend it all. But I'm not going to be moved by that. I'm believing God for lots of money to come to me today. I'm believing that today is the day of deliverance, salvation. Wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come, I love this, verse 32. And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. You get back real close to Jesus. They got back in the ship there. And the thing that Peter got his eyes on, the wind, boisterous, ceased. In other words, God not only delivered him and immediately stretched forth his hand and saved him, when they got back to the boat, he did away with the problem that he'd been getting his eyes on. I believe God's doing away with the problems that you and I have been getting our eyes on because we're snuggling up real close to Jesus. And the closer we get to him, the more his power resonates in our life and the more things that we have that are good, and we don't have to put up with the yuck that's in the world. So immediately, now somebody said, yeah, but I really messed up. I backslid. Hey, most of us have at some time or another. I remember one time listening to some tapes. I believe it was by Jerry Savelle. I just got fed up with him and threw him out the window of the car. Rolled the window down and threw him out the window. A couple of days later, I was thinking, boy, I need to hear that. And I pulled the car off the side of the road, walked about a half mile to a mile, looking for those tapes that I had thrown away. Found them, listened to them, got faith out of them, went forward. You can't mess up too big for God's grace not to reach down and save you. So tell him, Lord, save me. He'll do it immediately. And until I'm with you tomorrow, saints, remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.